what's up, Phantom Thieves? Back with another video for you, and we're going to be discussing the PS5 Pro that was unveiled. And I was debating on if I wanted to rewatch the trailer on this video and then talk about it, or just talk about it. And I've decided we're going to go ahead and rewatch the video because some people may not have seen the video. So if you come across the channel and you watch it, then you'll know what we're all discussing at least. After that, we're going to go ahead and talk about the video, and in saying that, everything I say out of my mouth during this video is my own opinion, mine. So we could have a discussion, but let's keep it at a discussion. Like, I know there's a lot of PlayStation fans out there, and that's fine. Do not come at me with that immature stuff, because this is just the way I feel, okay? So without further ado, we're not going to waste too much time on that intro. Let's go ahead and watch this video, and then we're going to go into the topic at hand. And I hope you guys are having a good morning.
Hi, I'm Mark Cerny. I'm excited to be here to talk about the newest addition to our console lineup, PlayStation 5 Pro, and how it advances gaming technology. But first, I want to take just a minute to look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5 and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience.
And I'm going to do my best not to pause too much because it is a 9-minute video, but if there's anything I feel like I need to say at that moment, then I will, okay?
When PS5 debuted in 2020, it brought a lot to the table.
I always thought that was pretty cool, though.
CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5 and enable high-speed, complex gameplay, with character counts reaching into the hundreds and frame rates that can be as high as 120 frames a second. PS5 has a powerful RDNA 2 GPU, which can render anything from intricate details to fantastic worlds with vast panoramas to explore. Ray tracing allows for dramatic visual improvements, including reflections off of water or glass, and the realism that comes from real-time global illumination.
And see, already, the thing that alright, you know what, I'm going to save my thoughts. I'm going to save my thoughts, because I have some things to say.
At breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds.
This was a really good looking game too, I'm not even going to lie.
Rates so high that traversal speeds are essentially unlimited. Tempest 3D audio tech brings an unparalleled sense of immersion to the sound of the games. With audio so real, you may not even need to see the enemies to know exactly where they are. Finally, the DualSense controller has haptics that let you feel through your hands what your character is experiencing.
Which I thought the haptic feedback is pretty cool, I'm not going to lie.
It's wonderful to see such variety and richness of game experiences. Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do hear about their desire for more graphics performance. The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with: graphics modes. It can be a difficult choice for players. Fidelity modes emphasize the visuals, typically through higher resolution rendering. These modes might also have enhanced detail or use more ray tracing. But the games only run at 30 frames per second. The visuals can be choppier and the controls less responsive. Performance modes emphasize frame rate and interactivity, typically choosing to run at 60 frames per second.
Love Ghost of Tsushima.
Mainly by reducing the graphical detail until those frame rates...
Which honestly isn't by much. It wasn't by much.
When asked to decide on the mode, players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time. Removing that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro. We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer. To do that, PS5 Pro substantially improves over PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3. First, we made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster.
Okay.
Second, we made major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows calculation of the rays at double or even triple the speeds of PlayStation 5. And finally, we added custom hardware for machine learning and an AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR for short. PSSR analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the effective resolution.
Which the upscaling's cool, but the games already look nice.
Adding PS5 Pro support to new and existing titles, and with the big three involved, the results can be pretty amazing, with graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but it doubled the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much.
And again, the having the fidelity mode and running at 60 frames is nice, but when you see that price point, I just don't think a lot of people think it's worth it. And if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments.
This goal of delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5. Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer. And here we can see Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the tree.
My thing is, the trees, like, people are playing these games for the gameplay. Yes, people will stop and look at details because the games are beautiful, but come on, man.
And procedural cars.
Come on.
So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics, or smoother and more responsive.
And we showed 3 games.
This is the big three showing their value. As you've been seeing, machine learning via the PSSR library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and boost frame rate. But there are as many approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing for improvements to lighting and visual effects, as well as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
Open up, guys. Jaws orders.
Good enough for me.
Ray tracing is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates. The faster hardware in PS5 Pro can make a real difference, allowing Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second. That boost
And it looks great. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it looks really good.
Allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective surfaces, but also for further realism in the casting of shadows. I hope you've enjoyed this run-through of the technology behind PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built, and a worthy addition to the PS5 family. Let me wrap this up by giving you a quick look at a number of games running on the new console. You'll never
So you guys saw the system, okay? And nobody could deny the games look fantastic. Nobody's denying that part at all. Boom. All right. Now, vertical stands sold separately. And what they do not tell you is that there is no disk drive. This is an all digital system for $699 US, or your equivalent of wherever you live. 699 real life dollars, like Earth dollars. 699 Earth dollars, or your equivalent. Real life money. Real life, okay? Real life is insane. Now, we're going to go ahead and call that, all right? Now, real quick, I want to go back to this, okay? Where's that little part right here? Hold on. Hurry up. Dang it. Alright, there we go. I just want to... Play has no limits. Again, these are my own opinions, okay? It seems like Play has limits now because a lot of people... And this is where we're going to start getting into this discussion, okay? So... The optional disk drive is $80 or your equivalent. The stand is $30, I believe, or your equivalent. And then the system itself is $699, okay? Explain to me why I should have to pay, and depending on where you live and what your sales taxes are, where I live, you're talking, me and my friend did the math, just for the system and a disk drive, $821. $821. And no disk drive. Yeah, you get the fidelity and the frames, which is nice, but for an extra $321 after tax, you mean to tell me outside of Fortnite and a couple games that I have digitally, I have to spend $80, so it seems like Play has limits there. And I've seen people say, well, if you're just broke, just say so. And all this extra goofy stuff. It has nothing to do with being broke. It has nothing to do with whether I have the money or not. $700 off rip. If I'm paying premium price, to me, I should be getting premium features. An extra $200 is not worth just graphics and frame rate. It's not. That is not worth another $200 with no stand and no disc tray. People say, well, PCs cost X amount of dollars. You can use PCs for more than just gaming. PCs are not just for gaming. Now, there are specific ones that advance the capabilities of gaming, yes. But no PC is just... I won't say that. Some people do use PC just for gaming, but PCs are not just built for that one reason. You can use them for other things. People are saying, well, your cell phones are $1,000+. That really doesn't correlate to me. But even then, my phone has many of uses. And I get way more out of that than I do my PlayStation. Or any of my consoles, to be completely honest. Like, I know there's PlayStation fans out there, but to defend an extra $200 for graphics and frame rates, that is beyond me. And then they're showing games, like, they're showing games that were on PlayStation 4. Some of these games were on PlayStation 4. And then even for the ones that are on PlayStation 5. The console's been, this generation's been, 4 years already? Correct me if I'm wrong, okay? But now, The PlayStation has the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Slim, the 2 digital versions, and the PS5 Pro. That's 5 SKUs in 4 years. I feel like we about to have more consoles than we do actual first-party games. And that's the biggest thing. Nobody really asked for this. Whether you're a PlayStation fan, an Xbox fan, a Nintendo fan, this generation for Xbox and PlayStation, it's more so been about wanting more games. The PlayStation 5, which I have right beside me, my Series X, they can run the games fine, whether it's 30 or 60 frames. We want more games. We want more games. You guys focus on building another system. Just give us more games. If it doesn't sell, and then think about this, right? People are saying, oh, well, you could just trade in your system, for X amount of dollars. What happens? I use GameStop since I used to work there. What happens when everybody starts bringing in those systems? It'll be like Madden and 2K. The value decreases. It decreases. And think about this. If a diskless version of a system is starting off at $700, what do you think that means for the next iteration of PlayStation? We're already year 4. Let's just say this generation lasts another 3 years and then PS6 comes out. You don't think they're going to add all of this? You don't think that a console has a chance to be $800? And people keep, like I said, people keep going back to this whole PC thing. The PCs, at least once you buy them, you can upgrade those and keep those. With the consoles, we get what we get. We get what we get. And the library for PC gamers is astronomical. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't even cover Switch 2 on this channel as far as like rumors and stuff. I can't wait for Nintendo to drop that trailer. I can't wait for them to finally reveal the Switch 2. And I'm hoping it's 400, maybe 450. I'm thinking 400, but we'll see. That's not what this video is about. But $700 off rip. We just wanted more games for the system. And that's for Xbox too. We just wanted more games. Some people are okay with 30 frames and the graphics looking the way they do because they don't even look bad. So we're getting another iteration to a console that's been around for 4 years. And we still waiting on games. That's the big thing. We still waiting on those first party bangers that Sony, we know they could produce. Xbox, they're in a whole different thing. I don't understand what's going on with Xbox, but the PS5 Pro, I don't think anybody truly asked for this or wanted this. So, you guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this overall, all right? Legitimately, let's have a legitimate conversation. We're not going to do all the bashing and all that stuff. But seriously, let's have a little conversation. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace out. Y'all stay blessed, all right? Take it easy. See you in the next video.